bed right now with another man, but I'd rather not discuss who that is.
Is it a younger
Yeah.
senator?
It's it's a guy by the name of Gavin Newsom.
What? We had Bill Clinton here earlier too, George. We had a little Bill Clinton here. I mean, he's making his stop at McDonald's. His probably weekly run. Isn't that right, Mr. Clinton?
Well, that's right. I just had a Big Mac with a large fries and a side of Diet Coke. And by the way, I have not had any relations with Jeffrey Epstein.
I have a question. Do you like the Lewinsky cigar brand?
I love anything Lewinsky. I even love Lewandowski.
I can't deal with this. What has my life become? I come on Saturday afternoons on a fucking X thing to laugh at shit like this. I'm definitely bored.
I come on X every Saturday.
We got to get Adrian in for that space, James. The guy that sounds like Elon.
You mean Elon?
Oh my God! Could you imagine Sean
Oh, shut up.
Farash, Josh Rosen, Robin, Adrian Dittman, all in the same
But no,
space?
you got to bring
Oh
Sean Farash
Jesus!
too. Because no offense to Josh,
Well, 100%.
Sean's Trump is just a little bit. I mean, I know I've known Sean for years. Sean's Trump is a old, hard practicing. I'm not saying yours isn't good, Josh. I'm just saying Sean Farash, your Mitch is impressive. It's impeccable, but very funny.
Did you, George? Did you see the Alex Rosen? Did Sean Farash to the city council? Did you see? Oh my God, dude! It is so good.
Hold on, Alex Rosen.
No, Alex
No, I'm
Stein.
sorry, Alex.
Stein.
Alex
Yeah, I
Stein. I
saw
said
that.
Rosen because I was thinking of Josh.
So I knew that wasn't Trump, but I was trying to figure out who it was, and then I'm like, it sounds like Sean, but it also sounded like this other dude. So I was like, really on the fence. So that was Sean, confirmed.
Well, I haven't personally confirmed it yet, but I'm fucking 99% sure
I
it was
was
Sean
too.
because I know Sean and
It
Alex.
was. He
Yeah.
retweeted it. He retweeted it, George. Sean did.
So I'm going to put this space together. We're going to shoot because Josh and I have talked in DMs. Maybe next Saturday, maybe next Friday. I'd like to know when you guys are available. We're going to put this together, this impression space, because it's needed. We need some laughs here. I can't do
I'm
any
just
more
waiting to
Israel,
find some.
Ukraine. I can't.
Brian, I'm just curious to see who's going to come out with the George Santos impression.
I'm telling you, if you give Josh enough time, he can. He probably. You have a lot of things that I don't study voices as much as Josh does, but I can pick up something. Your voice could be easily. I don't know. I think someone's going to.
George,
Yeah, give me like a month.
George, forgive me for saying this. You became my favorite congressman, but fucking John Lovitz is the perfect person to
He
impersonate
doesn't
George
do it well,
Santos.
James. He doesn't. I don't agree. I don't agree. I think the person that gets the body language right is Bowen Yang. The body language, though, right? But John Lovitz just ain't it. I don't find him funny.
No, but he's got the right physical attributes. Other than he's not, like 7 foot tall like you are. But like, he's got the like right hair, kind of the right patrician like bearing to his face. Like he could pull it off, is what I'm getting at.
He looks like me in 20 years from now if I drop Botox.
Yeah.
I mean it too. He looks like me if I drop Botox 20 years from now.
Hey, real quick, if I can request, I'm working 12-hour shifts. I was at work at 4 a.m. this morning, till 4 o'clock this afternoon. And so I do that until I believe Friday or Saturday. So if we could do it like a Saturday night or something so I can participate, I would love that.
Yes, it has to be probably
Saturday's a
Saturday.
pretty good.
Go
Yeah,
ahead, Steve.
Saturday's a good spaces. It's a good scheduling hole in the spaces schedule too. You're going to get a higher turnout because if you look throughout the week, right? Even though I do my podcast on Friday, so does a billion other people. You know, it's the same Thursdays, Wednesdays. Like every day of the week seems to have now been really full with spaces. But Saturdays is pretty much always kind of a wide open time frame.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
look, we got
work
George
that way.
Santos here because he's bored to death too.
I only space one day a week. That's Saturday. So maybe Josh, hopefully, maybe you're available this time Saturday. I don't know Adrian, but Yvonne, that I know very well, we've co-hosted Space together. She knows him really well. I'm sure she can reach out to him and say, "Hey, let's do this. Let's do this voice." And there's others that I know that you guys haven't been introduced to that do a lot of other voices. So let's make this happen. But someone's going to do your voice, George. Somebody's
I
going to do
think
your voice here.
eventually. But the thing is, too, my voice fluctuates. It's not very consistent. I've been told by people who do impressions. So it's a struggle. You got to pick up on all the variations. There's angry George. There's funny George. There's serious George, and then there's George trying to be, trying to eliminate that obnoxious Long Island, New York accent I have. So there's variations of how I oscillate with my voice. So that might be a challenge.
What do you think, Josh? With a little practice,
Yeah, I'll get it down.
you
Give me
think?
like a month or two. I'll get it down. It's a lot of
Yeah.
the funny thing with doing impressions is a lot of times the voice is the thing you get last. It's like everything else. You figure out the person's body language. Like I actually study people on YouTube videos without the sound on to get their body language down and their face down, right? And then once I get that down, then I start working on the voice.
So essentially,
Have you ever seen George give an interview where he's like little boy George, where he's sitting there and the look on his face is like he's just so innocent and so just like charming, and he does this little brush with his hair to the side. You know, it's like that's the George right there that you gotta watch.
that's literally when I'm. So you just literally observed and mentioned my vulnerable body language. When I'm vulnerable, that's how I. That's by default how I feel. Like I don't look scared. I just look deer in headlights. I know exactly what you're talking about too, James. Fuck you for that. That's not cool.
What's the pissed off George? When does that come into play?
That's the psychopath.
You should have seen
That's the
him.
psychopath
That's
screaming down the halls of Congress.
yes. Yes,
That's
yes.
that's rare.
The dude is
That's
like,
rare.
his ass is like fucking 3 feet behind his head. He's like a bull charging down the fucking hallway. His stride is like 5 foot wide. I mean, you should see that video. He is like fucking. I'm going to go rip this dude's head off while he's charging down the hallway. It's that's angry George. I mean, it's like he's at a 45-degree tilt into the wind.
It's rare though, Brian. I mean, in an entire year of shit show, that's the one time everyone got to see it. Because even I control Angry George and I keep him boxed in because I don't think it's worth losing your shit and your cool over anything unless you're pushed. And I was cornered, so when I'm cornered, that's a problem.